What's up YouTube, Shay Ivy here from LaForge FPV, and I want to give you a full feature demo of the LaForge module. This is going to be covering the latest version that's going to be coming out with batch 2. So let's plug it into the test harness here. Powered on. So you see right away it's at version 1.5, and then you've got your boot check telling you whether or not you've got diversity enabled. So right away you'll notice that it's actually got a favorites. Starts up with the favorites now, and what that means is you can quickly seek between your favorite channels. And how you do that is you go into manual mode and you scan to whatever particular channel you want. Let's say it's E4. You press for 1 second and it says added to favorite. So now you'll also see that there's a little heart right above the 4. And then you can go into your favorites again, and now you see it's locked on to E4. And you can cycle between the rest of these. I've got it defaulted to 5685, 5760, 5800, 5860, and 5905. Those are, from what I've read on the forums, are the best channels to be using for most situations, but you know, you can totally change these whenever you feel like. And I don't think I explained it, but you remove a favorite by pressing and holding again, just as you would to add it. So I just removed it, little heart's gone. If I press and add, now the heart's back. So that's pretty much the favorites in manual mode. So manual mode just lets you select between all 40 channels that happen to exist on this module, and favorites lets you scan between your favorites. Now we've got auto search as well. This is more for let's say you're at a big event and you just kind of want to tune into what other pilots are flying, and you don't know the particular channels. This is for that situation. So just actively seeking, not really sure what channel people are on. It's supposed to get you kind of in the general area, but you can see it's locking on pretty well right now because the video transmitter is actually right behind it here, so it knows exactly which channel you're on. But there's a search threshold, so every time it doesn't find a channel and it loops around back to the beginning, and I'll just show that. So I'm going to loop around. This threshold that's on the left and right actually will adjust until it can find something it can lock onto. So that's just if your craft are pretty far away and the RSSI signal strength is pretty weak. It helps you to lock onto those as well. So the next major menu is the band scanner, and this just actively and continuously scans the entire spectrum, and it'll let you see where the noisy parts are. Right now, because I'm broadcasting, I've only got one channel broadcasting, and it's E2, but it's in my house, and you can see that there's echoes in the 5945 or the higher end of the spectrum range. So this will just actively let you know where those reflections are happening and help you kind of choose the best channels at your venue. So the next major part of this is the setup menu. So in here you've got the channel order. So let's actually go back to our manual mode and see what that does. So when we are seeking through the channels right now, we're going by band and channel. So what that means is I'm in the E band and I'm counting up through all the channels in E. But if you go to the frequency order, which is the way I kind of like to scan through the spectrum, now I'm going by the numeric representation of each channel. So you'll notice it's counting up and then if I go the other direction it starts to count down, but it's not sticking within the band anymore. It's now going based off of the spectrum. So another feature is turning on and off the beeps. I know those can get annoying, and sometimes it's a little loud. So if you're at a quiet park or something, you can totally turn those beeps on and off. The next part is your call sign. So this is giving you 10 characters that will get displayed when you first boot the device, and also in the screensaver mode. So people can see, your call sign if they don't know who you are. And the next setup menu would be the diversity menu, but as you can see, I don't actually have the diversity plugged in right now, so it's crossed out because it's detected that you don't have it plugged in. But I'll do a quick demo later to let you see what it looks like in that menu. So following the diversity menu, we've got the calibrate RSSI. This only really needs to be done once, and only if you're using diversity. If you're not using diversity, it doesn't really matter. It's more to help between the two modules balance the RSSI, so you get the best switching you can. So right now you can see it shows the min and max. We'll let that finish. And this is a pretty good range right now. Some go up to like 400, others I've seen stick around like 250, but as long as you have more than 100 points of spread in that min and max, you should have no problem. So next we can go to the last part of the setup screen, which is the VTX settings. I'll overview those later as we get closer to releasing the VTX. And then you have your save and exit. And once you save and exit, all the settings that you've got set up will be saved the next time you boot. So because I'm on favorites and E2, if I power down and power back up, it'll pick up right where we left off. So there's also a quick save. Let's say you just happen to switch between your favorite channel and now you go to manual mode and you want to be on E5. If you just press and hold and keep holding, that'll let it save from that screen, and then the next time you boot, it'll start up in manual mode on E5. So that's just kind of a quick save operation. And there we go, manual E5. So that's pretty much it for the main module features. I'm going to plug in the diversity module now so you can kind of see what's in that menu that I skipped over. So power this down. So this is an older diversity module, but you'll see what happens when it comes on. So it's booting, and you can see diversity says enabled, which is a good sign. Now what I'm going to do is just show the setup menu. I'm going to go through calibrating the RSSI, because now you've got the diversity, so you have two min and max numbers getting shown. So once this completes, the two modules will be balanced. And we can also go into the diversity menu now, and we can see that now it's actively switching between which receiver is getting the best signal at the moment. So right now B is. So in order to get out of the diversity mode, you just have to choose one of those. And that's pretty much it for the main module. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Alright, so some of you have been wondering how to mount the diversity module It's actually pretty simple. I for the longest time had it on the outside of my bay, and I also had the wires outside. I just happened to one day wind up taking apart my goggles and felt like it was about time to put the diversity module on the, or at least the cable on the inside. So another part is how do you mod your main bay, and I wound up taking just a handheld little like Ryobi router and just shaved out just enough. I did it really slow, and everything fit in there just fine. It was a pretty easy job, and pops on and off no problem. So that's pretty much the basic install. It's pretty straightforward, and you don't actually have to do this, but it's just helps clean up the module and make it sit a little bit more secure in here, and that's pretty much it.